Hi, Scorpios. All right, let's get started. We're literally in March 2025. This read is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Let's get a karmic thread from the past life oracle deck to see what you're working on potentially from another lifetime. Wow. Greek, Roman. So some of you are, your heritage, of course, is Greek and or Roman. You might have selected that in this lifetime from another lifetime. Some of you have had the desire to visit Greece and or Rome. And you kind of wonder, don't you? Don't you wonder how magnificent the architecture of the runes, how did they build this, right? And actually, I can attest for Greece, being that the pollution has really ruined a lot of the structure of the columns, etc., that there has been talks of, replicating, which would absolutely be devastating. And they have tried, actually. Greece has tried to alleviate some of that pollution and smog by getting from the smog and the cars, whatever, by telling the residents, right, in Athens that I think it was a while ago, that on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, only cars with even numbered, the last digit or whatever, numbers were allowed on the streets, and then the other days were the odd numbers. And what the Greeks did, which, because they're clever and smart, is they bought another car, or, maybe they even changed license plates. I don't know. I did hear they bought another car, and the license plate was, they had one even and one odd, so they could still travel, every day. I mean, but how silly, right? How could they expect that to even work when people have to go to work? You know what I mean? A lot of the mopeds have taken precedence in Europe in general, actually. All right, let's see what's happening for you guys for March. Okay, 8 of Cups, the Hermit. It's all about, right, those things that we've walked away from. Wow, you just came out in your own read with the Death card. It's kind of like, take a look in inner, go within. How do you feel? So if you have gone through the dark night of the soul, then you know what I'm talking about with this card. You do have 2 full moons here, right? And with every ending, right, just like anything else, when one door closes, the opportunity of enlightenment, meaning understanding why and how you feel, comes to light, especially with the Hermit, because that's about, wow, I really need to think about this. I need to think about what part I play, what role do I play as a Scorpio in the releasing of so many, whatever, walking away from relationships, from jobs, whatever it's been, from family, from all of these cups. Spirit says, right, a father figure, you could be a father figure, but Spirit's saying you've got to go within and figure out how you feel and get that, be still, and figure out what makes this somehow, I'm hearing devastating, but in another breath, of course, illuminating. Because the bosses, the loves, the exes, the whatever, the family, all of what you've had to walk away from or chose to walk away from has brought you to this hermit, a place of, your sanctuary. How do you feel after the aftermath of all of the releasing, letting go, surrendering, right? Which has made you extremely guarded and not sure of like what I really want to do next. Where do I want to go? You do have a pentacle here. So some of you may be thinking, what's that saying? Get back on your horse again, right? It could be. But this is the slowest moving horse. And we do have Virgo here. So you could be dealing with a Virgo as well. All right. So let's just put this here and let's go to the vice versa deck and get a flavor for what we feel and how, more importantly, how we feel, about the walking away, the aftermath, and also the enlightenment after perhaps the dark night of the soul, without question. Some of you have gone through that. Oh yeah, look at that. You really have gone within. You have had time. Spirit said this happened so many times. It can only be something that you need to meditate and think about, but not overthink about, which is nice because it's only a 4. So you're not really overthinking all of that, each one of those, tumultuous experiences of leaving it all behind. You've gained wisdom. With time, we gain wisdom. Life experience gives us the wisdom that we need to move on, to forgive, to move on, and or let go, and find where you belong in your place in this world, right? And we are here to learn lessons, so you've definitely learned some valuable lessons without question. Yeah. And maybe some of you are headed to a sunny destination. Maybe you're like, you know what? I may just want to take off for a minute here. But this is also death and rebirth. And part of, if this resonates, that you've been through like many deaths, meaning the endings of whatever you've been through over the course of the year or what have you, you're like, you've been set free, you wanted to be set free, but also you're healing your childhood wounds. These also are, this makes you feel lighter. It makes you feel alive again. Death. It's like so many people are walking in life like this, really, which is they're in sleep mode. They are not aware here. And then, which I believe that you did go within with the Hermit and the Four of Swords. You did. You've taken time to think about it and where it is you want to go, where it is that makes you happy. What makes you happy? It has to be about you. You're here, right? If it's a sunny location, then go. If it's a trip, then go. If it's a, whatever it is. And that's what you're thinking about in March. Look at this. A relationship. The 10 of Cups is, oh my God. This is like the blessing. The blessing. And for some of you, I'm hearing a blessing in disguise, because you had to go through so much of this and death, letting go, surrendering, forgiving self and others, getting through it, thinking about it, knowing that it's probably best to not overthink, but definitely, what have I learned? Think about it. And then the rainbow comes in as unwavering faith and hope and love. You may have met someone, or this is what you are ultimately, your ultimate happiness is here, right? It could be on a beach. It could be at another location. It could be literally over the rainbow. Some of you have Somewhere Over the Rainbow is significant to you, that song. The rainbow comes in, and I'm going to share with you a little tidbit of info or insight. In the Bible, Noah on his ark, right, had been given, right, 2 of every kind, animal, etc., and people and whatever families that were placed upon the ark. Those who were saved, who had to go through, the flood, right? Those people were saved because the rainbow after the rains are the blessings. So after, it's similar to one door closes, another opens, but for you, I had to really go deep within myself and ask myself what I've learned and what I don't want to repeat and what I want to keep. I don't want to repeat. I want to keep. And this happiness, feeling alive again, comes from unwavering faith. And that's what Jesus gave us as the rainbow. God gave us the rainbow to remind us of hope, faith, patience, and to be alive, knowing that there's miracles every day, right? A child is born every day. A child dies, children meaning us as children of God, right? Everyone dies and everyone lives. But a lot of people die still in their physical body, and they never regain their happiness, their joy, their fervor, And here, what makes you happy. So do that. Go there. Be with that person. If this is a person that let you down, that hurt you, then you're still healing from it. It could be someone who crossed over. This could be someone who crossed over. Let me look at the 3 of Swords for Scorpio, please. This is a deep knowing of I have to go back to the drawing board and really look at what I want. I have to make sure that I completely heal. And the only way to heal is through time and learning the lessons by not repeating them again. Right? I understand that what you resist persists, for sure. But you can't, moving forward, not going back, right? That's in March, what you're going to hope to find yourself in a place of true sanctuary and looking deep into what it is that you really want. And no one else can tell you that. And no one else can live that life for you. You have to want it yourself. So you've had a few wake-up calls, if you will. One of them being maybe the loss here of a loved one, the loss of relationships, the walkaways. Have you forgiven them and yourself? Spirit literally intervened. This is when the tower happens, when God says, okay, enough's enough. And those are called wake-up calls, so that you can become enlightened with the energy of the lightning. You know, it's like lightning strikes because for bad, and it's not for bad, but it's good on both counts. Even when it's bad, it's good because it wakes you up. It wakes you up. Look at that, the eye up here. That eye is saying, wake up, look at what you have been through. Do you see clearly where Spirit is leading you to? And you feel like it's been, which it has, one disaster after another. Some of you, it's like even in your home. Maybe you had electrical problems. Maybe you've had little like stove issues where you kept the stove on by mistake. I definitely heard that. So, and you've also had to contend with your circle of family and friends that may have influenced what choices you've made and or, you know, not made. Someone here made you happy, right? We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius right here who's reversed. This person has walked, has left. It could have happened suddenly, where someone just said, this is too difficult. This is a constant repeat. It's like we continue to repeat over and over again. And it's not, the 6 is, there's no balance here. Someone did lose their balance. Someone is, you know, definitely feeling the weight on their shoulders of who's been doing more of the work. And unfortunately, some of this has been really hard work, when it really should feel like, you know, easy breezy. It should feel like a sunny day, you know? And how does it get to the point where from the light we go to the dark? How does it get from being happy to not wanting to fight for it or you know, wake up to the real reasons of maybe, you know, not being able to forgive or walking away and, you know, thinking that you're going to find the grass greener on the other side. That never happens, right? Someone may have thought the grass was greener on the other side. And it's not really, probably wasn't really the issue. The contention, we will keep going, but they want me to go here. The contention, Scorpio, you're here. Let's see what the contention is a cycle closing. Got it. Repeating cycles. Absolutely. And coming up shorthanded in love. Why? Look at this. Because there's no trust. Okay, so there's the contention. There's no trust. The trust trust, there's someone doesn't feel worthy, the confidence level, the time that you spent with someone was what, 50%? Someone could have been, you or them could have been breadcrumbing. They could have been telling you what you wanted to hear, or you telling them what you wanted to hear. And really and truly, that's the wake-up call. That's the tower. That's the hard work that came with, do I really want the 10 of Cups? Do I really want that happiness? Or do I want to wallow in pity? You know? Have you felt, when, honestly, Scorpio, think about it. When's the last time you were really happy? And it doesn't mean it had to be with someone. Maybe this hermit being alone makes you happy and at peace. And that is enough, perhaps. Then we have, right? We have the death card twice. Well, it's not the death card, but it is. Because this death card is coming in to say, so this Ace of Cups that you want first comes from yourself, which is the dark night of the soul, right? And everything with that Seven of Swords, everything we've told ourselves and we didn't learn repeats over and over again until you learn the lesson. And that's what Spirit's saying. You do have a spirit guide on the other side, a mother figure, or this is someone who you're missing a mother figure, right? A mother, a single mom, or a mother with 2 children. Here we have, look at this. Look how beautiful this is, the mother and the father. A soulmate. If you're going to or wanting to revisit a soulmate relationship or go see someone at a distance, maybe your kids or what have you, maybe you just need, like, truly, that's why in the beginning I did feel that maybe it's time to take a little trip, wherever it makes you happy. And with friends, potentially with family, maybe at a distance, have a couple glasses of wine and chill and just live again. I feel like, what is that? That movie. Oh yeah. It's Miracle. It's a Wonderful Life. Where George says, I want to live again. That's who George is. I want to live again. Not a person. A place, a destiny of complete contentment. Right? And look at this. Libra got this, just FYI. When you get to the place where you're coming out of the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups, you have attained the value, you've reconfiguring how you feel about yourself, which does come from the dark night of the soul. What is it? The dark night of the soul can be explained as, or understood as, most of you know, but for those who don't, it's, I was lost, but now I'm found. And then you now understand the value that you place upon yourself and others to be of equal value. And that is a beautiful thing right here. And your mother and or father or grandfather, whatever, on the other side is helping you to realize, which is an enlightenment, an awakening. They want you to rise up. They don't want you to be like this. Some of you have been on your knees praying. Where do we go when we're lost? We go to pray. I mean, and if you don't pray like literally on your knees, that doesn't matter, because the way that you talk to yourself, the way that your vibration of how you talk to yourself and what you say to yourself is heard. It's heard. God hears all and sees all. So a lot of you are taking notice of how you're feeling more and releasing the egoic structure of, you know, I have to have, this has to be this way or that way. You know, you've released yourself from that. And now Spirit just says, let's just be on the same even playing field here. We just want to be equals. No one should be better than the other. And there has to be, without question, trust. Otherwise you have nothing. But here you have a couple that are on the same exact vibration of what they value, how they value, and what they want. And what they want is longevity, peace. The deer is peace, longevity. Not necessarily the infrastructure of a big house and all that, but still the house that is your sanctuary. The, building a future. The owl is up here. That's your wisdom. So here's your wisdom. You have gained much wisdom from the other side and life experience. And now your entire being, and what makes you happy is literally alive again. And that's when you see the magic. And that's when you're happy again. If you have been sad or you've been praying and seeking guidance. Are you kidding? We should, prayer has to come back. Look at that. Because your Two of Cups is reversed. And why are they reversed? Because this pentacle, just like with the other pentacle, the Knight of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, no Scorpio and or Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn does anything until they're for sure. You may like certain things quick, like a quick meal, or I'm hungry, I need to eat something, or grab something just, off the cuff. But not when it comes to longevity and a long-term relationship. That doesn't happen. You need to plan it all out strategically, because you don't want to repeat. Some of you are seeing 444, which is God's protection. The Two of Cups is bringing you to a place where you are reborn again. It's your card. Death was upright here, and now it's reversed because you have been reborn. You now see things differently. You see the light of a new day. Right? It is. It's I want to live again. I mean, if there's anything that we're learning with the planetary aspects as well as what's going on out there, is how short life is, to waste it away and not really learn about yourself, that's a waste of a life. But to have come out of it and to have learned, and now to be able to really set a new stage, because we set the stage for what we want, to get what it is that, to get to where you're going and to get to that place of being happy again, it has to first and foremost come with self, emotional, physical, and spiritual. You have to know that you don't want to feel this way again. But only you have that. Now we have mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. Now you're really looking at all of, you're really needing to check all the boxes of how you have become more enlightened, or not more, but you have become enlightened to the fact that every box has to get checked off. And what was the holdback? What's been the holdback? You know what I mean? Some of you gave up. You know, you just gave up. You didn't see the light. You gave up. You worry too much. You think too much. It's an overthinking, which is not, depending on your chart, it's very unlike Scorpios to be so much up in their head. Here's the mother figure. Empress is reversed now. So it could very well be that you're still missing someone that you've lost, very near and dear to you, a mother figure, a mother of your children. You're still really harboring some pain. So you have to work through it. And then take it all in. Take it all in and see where you can begin again. Oh, look at that. Here's another 4. Definitely 444. So this is something that you're working on right now, is regaining your power, rebuilding and regaining the power in your life to really choose that which makes you happy, whatever it is. If it's a person, place, or thing, fine. If it's being alone, fine. Do that. You could definitely be missing an Empress. She's reversed because maybe she's no longer in your life. It could be one of those swords that, you know, someone left your life, right? And now you have to really rebuild. But now you're rebuilding, Scorpios, with a sense of what you know to be true to your heart. And that's the only way to rebuild what it is that you want from life. Longevity, trust, loyalty. You're not going to be encumbered by the likes of anything else. And we don't need to point fingers at anyone from your past up until this very moment. We must take full accountability and responsibility for the things that we have. We set the stage for us. We are one. So we set the stage. Whatever's happening in your life, you have already chosen that path. And by changing the trajectory to where you're going to follow your heart and what you know to be true in your heart of loyalty, stability, honorability, you've learned. You've learned through what we all have done is the hard knocks on the earth plane. And this leads you to, and I'm going to say it, to heal your childhood self from all of these cups. And this is the last card, because this was the first card. You are healing your childhood wounds. Absolutely. And at every turn, and what you've learned and how you've prayed, to want to know why, like the woulda, coulda, shouldas, let's put those woulda, coulda, shouldas away as you pray and let Spirit show you the way. And that's why we say we believe in one God. And that's when you become the emperor of your own destiny. No one needs to tell you or tell you what to do or where to go and all of that. You manifested it. You have manifested every disappointment, every step of the way, every happiness, every person, place, and thing that you've ever been to. You have manifested this. So that's why they say, you know, we are one and we only have ourselves to blame, but we don't need to blame. We need to learn what it was and what it is, so that you can now become back in charge of taking back your life again and being happy, for goodness sakes, right? Okay, let's see what Mother Earth has to say here. Oh, I love it. Look at this. Reflection. That's what going within. Sanctuary. Potentially, this last winter solstice gave you a lot of time to reflect and to figure out this whole story of your life and purify it, which means what? Feel it. Cleanse it. Let it go. Maybe there is a place also in your life where, I am going to say it because you had a lot of Mother Earth here, a lot of green here with the King and Queen and the Palace of Pentacles. I'm feeling Mother Earth, you're realizing it, or you do know now. Maybe you have realized that Mother Earth has healing properties. So, being near water helps us to feel deep within, because we are that drop of water in the ocean and or the sea or the lake, whatever you want to say. So you are seeing, and you have seen your reflection very clear through your experience. Potentially, if some of you went through the dark night of the soul, to really understand and cleanse and purify yourself once again, taking back and control of your life so that you can really learn to go with the flow. So that's what you've learning. You've healed your childhood wounds, or that's what you're doing in March, and you're going to realize, or if you haven't already, okay, that life is about not being so much in control, but letting it go by letting God. Let go and let God. And you are now realizing, many are becoming awakened and realizing, well, obviously, how short life is in our physical bodies. And to waste it away, not being happy, is truly a detriment. All right. I love you guys. Have a great month, and let me know how you're doing. Okay. Take care.